I just wanted to see you, man. I just wanted. I was really moved by. Thank you for sending me that video. It was fantastic. It really inspired me. Um, your, by the way, your sister. I never thought about it that way. I mean, in a way, I thought it in a different way, but it's very similar. But
I'm
it was.
interested to hear how you what you know.
I mean, it's not. I know. I mean, I always knew that the melody and the bass, they have, they have something really in common.
Yeah.
Um, I just also that just the way you talked about basically the connection between the brain and what you manifest in your brain and what you're telling yourself and how you imagine things to create a sound. I could really, I really dug that, I was really
Is
digging
that
that.
that's cool. Is that something that you've tried? Like, do you think about it that way? How do you?
Well, yeah, definitely, like I remember me being like trying to play faster and I was like really hard on myself saying, nah, I can't do that. It's too fast. And just basically getting down on myself and being really mean to myself.
Yeah.
I'm talking about many years ago,
Yeah.
right? And then I realized, no, I'm going to be kind to myself. I'm going to be more gentle. And I find that, the power of the word, what we tell ourselves, even if we don't 100% believe in it,
Yeah.
it's very powerful, to say like to go, oh no, I can do it. It's easy. It's not that fast. There's time, and the bar. I mean, it's fast tempo, but no. Let's think about the bigger picture. It's not that fast. It's okay. So just like convincing yourself that it's not that fast. I can do it. Because I used to be like, oh, this is too difficult for me. I'm not going to deal with that. I always used to have like a thing with odd meters, and I just wasn't ready for. I was just blocking myself to it,
Yeah.
you know. And once you just open up you just be, just like convincing my brain to be gentle with it, to convince me that it's okay. It's not that difficult. Let's
Yeah.
just do it and don't not be afraid of it. So yeah, I mean, it's a mind thing, So many things are just like a mind thing. And I just, listening to you talking about it, it just made it clearer for me.
That's
You know,
encouraging, man. Because for
yeah,
me, I've gone on such a long journey,
of
through the
course.
music school stuff. And, it was funny because you'd go to like at Juilliard or whatever. It just seemed like some people were just cool. Like they didn't have a problem, you know,
Right.
like with things like time or expressing themselves or being okay to be themselves. But for me, it was not like automatic, it was a long journey. But
I
I,
hear
I
you. I
think what
hear
I'm
you.
kind of learning more and more now is like, because I was just trying to get the right thing to come out of my instrument, play the right notes
Hmm.
at the right time. But
Yeah.
what I realize is like my inner experience while that's happening, um, is important basically. It does, you could play the same note, but what's going on in your mind and your heart and your focus and your intention and your imagination while you're playing that note completely changes, what's coming out of the instrument, and like one of the examples that I found with for that was like, you know, sometimes you would play something or as a band and you'd be like, that was so powerful, that was so awesome. And then you try to do it again, but you couldn't do it, and it's like, why is that? And
Right.
the reason, like the notes were the same, the timing was the same, but the reason that you did it was different, because the first time it came out of a moment of risk or a moment of inspiration, or a moment of love, and
Hmm.
the second time it came out of a moment of calculation and planning and almost control or manipulation, because you're like, I'm going to control this moment to be what it was before. Whereas the first time it was freedom, the second time it was out of control or out of, trying to concoct something. So I'm like, wow, I could play the same thing twice, but it has no completely different meaning, completely different power. completely different joy level to it, depending on what's happening in my inner experience. So I've just
I
felt
hear
that
you.
that's been the most helpful thing to me, is to try to deal with some of those things the way that I think about myself. You like you're saying like the story that you're telling yourself about yourself when you're playing, the words that you're saying towards yourself. As you change that, a lot of the problems that I struggled with for my whole life as a musician seem to like kind of just evaporate or disappear by themselves as I, like the answer wasn't to, even like the odd meter thing. The answer what might not necessarily be to just really dig into that, how difficult it is and focus on it. Like it might be just changing something over here and all of a sudden, wow, I can actually do this. It's
Right,
quite
right.
interesting.
Sure, sure. Yeah. When I got, by the way, when I say odd meter, I'm talking about three as well.
Oh man, I mean, I'm kind of on the same page with you with that one for sure.
But it's amazing once I let go of all those walls in my head, how all of a sudden I didn't have to count five anymore, or just like be nervous about it. I feel like uh, I feel like it's mainly just I'm not afraid to make mistakes anymore. That's the thing too. I
Wow.
was used to be really hard on myself. Oh, everybody's gonna know I can't really play in five. I'm gonna make a mistake, and everybody's gonna be like, oh, he made a mistake. I used to be really hard on myself, but not anymore. I don't care to make mistakes anymore because I don't have to prove anything to anyone anymore.
How
You
did you
know
get
what
to
I
that
mean?
point, man? That's
Well, it
huge,
took me a long time
It's
playing
huge.
along. It's
Yeah.
huge. But yeah, I just, every once in a while, even with time, I used to be obsessed with that, with time, obsessed with like listening to records and be like, oh, the drummer is rushing, the drum bass player is pushing, he's behind the beat, he's on top of the beat. I used to be so obsessed with that, and well, I guess it's a cool thing to know where it is, but at some point I just had to let everything go, you know? I don't know how to explain that. Like now, I used to be obsessed with like, okay, the drummer is there, I'm gonna play with him, I'm gonna try to catch up with him
I
or
relate
like
to
back
that.
with
Yeah.
him. And at some point I was like, no, I'm just gonna make it feel good. Hopefully, he's gonna make it feel good. It's gonna. Sometimes it's just a magic. Everybody,
Yeah.
it's like it's a glue.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden you listen to like some recordings. I don't know, like I remember I was blown away by listening to um, Phoenix Newborn Trio with Elvin Jones and Ray Brown,
Forgot about
and
that
I
one.
was
Yeah.
like, huh?
I forgot about that one.
Yeah, and they're like totally like they're in a different place. Like Elvin is in his own place, and Ray is like he's doing the Ray thing with his time forward, and but it sounds amazing. I mean, you can always talk about like a real hookup like Tony and Ron, or like Philly Joe and PC, or Jimmy Cobb and PC, but even then, sometimes I'm obsessed about time, and so I have to remember everybody has a bad day. Everybody has these tendencies. I don't need to be perfect. I can improve my time, and I'm gonna work towards that. Right?
Yeah.
Always, I'm always gonna try to make my time better, and to work on my tendencies. I know that when I play like a medium slow, I even slow down maybe a little bit more,
Hmm.
or whatever my tendencies are in different tempos, they change. It changes, and with the years it changes too. And
Yeah.
it depends what you ate that day is gonna change it too.
Yeah.
But just just not to be so difficult, and just to try to be better, just to practice on that. I do practice on that too, so all the time. Um, yeah. But listening to like PC and I mean, was that like a live at the with Miles, and when they drag, like they play, it's Hank Mobley under Hank Mobley. They really slow down there.
Yeah, there's actually one of them that like
At the Black Hawk, where is that?
I can't
Is
remember,
that the
but
live?
I remember there's one recording where Miles like because it has like the alternate take or whatever, and before the take starts, you can hear him. He's like, "Watch the tempo, guys," you know, which
Yeah,
to me was
yeah,
so funny to hear because I'm like, man, I just kind of assumed that like those kind of guys didn't have those kind of problems.
exactly. So it's okay. It's okay, not to play perfect time. I just, we can only strive to play a better time, and we
Yeah,
all know that if the whole band, if everybody has really good time, it's going to sound a little better. you know, but it's not only up to us. It took me a long time to realize that, because I used to really blame myself. Oh, I wasn't doing my job if
yeah,
there's
me
no
too, me
drummer.
too.
You were talking about Mesero on
Yeah,
that other videos of yours. It's a big lesson, the Mesero room, and just playing trio or playing without a drummer, which is one of my favorite things now. Um,
me
but
too. I love
it's
it. Yeah,
yeah,
it's fun. It used to be my most torturous times. Now, yeah.
exactly, exactly. There's so much room. And I don't have to work so hard. I'd still have to work hard, but not that hard to get my sound out there. But and just so when I was doing that with other people, I can't control the whole thing by myself. I need everybody else to have a good time to really, move that boat.
Yeah, yeah. I used to blame myself so hard on these things, you know. Uh,
Sure.
but and I used to put all this pressure, like, um, I guess something like when I was working with Monty a lot, he would used to say like, "I don't own it," you know, like I don't own the gift of music, or and that to me that was helpful in a way to be like, I don't have to come into the situation being like, just like a mindset shift. I don't have to be like, I have great time. I have, all the answers or all the creativity. It's not all in me to do this. I just have to tap into something that already exists, in a way. Like I don't have to be the source of it all. I just get to be a part of it. I get to participate rather than feeling that weight of the world of responsibility, musical responsibility. That's something that you know,
Interesting.
yeah, and then just to not like it, kind of like you're saying, if it didn't go the way that was planned, to just not fully blame yourself all the time, because
Right.
that's a spiral.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I
I
like
was
what you said
curious
about
about.
just not caring
Yeah.
too. Like I feel like that's such a key, not caring what other people think, not really caring if it comes out perfect. I don't know. Like
Right.
I feel like I'm getting to that point. You're there. I mean, I don't know how you get there, or how to tell a younger version of myself. Like, I wish I would have been able to get here 10 years sooner, but I don't know if you just have to go through some of those experiences or if there is uh, a shortcut to that.
I guess it's just a matter of maybe personality and confidence, I guess. But if you wanna, for me, it was always, "Ugh, I gotta make it perfect. I gotta.
Yeah.
But no, I let go. I just let it go. And I remember one of those gigs I had at Smalls. I was playing with Hutch, and he's the one who told me. I was actually I asked him about five, and so I told him I'm not comfortable with five, and he's the one who said just don't don't think about it. Just play it. And then he said I get lost sometimes, but I hear where the other guys are,
Yeah.
and they hear me, and they just I can just follow them get back on the vehicle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that helped me a lot. If Hutch, if he's saying that he can get lost, no, then it's fine. Because to me, he was like top.
Yeah. Yeah.
Still
Big
is.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. When when you
But
texted, yeah,
yeah, tell me.
when you texted me the other day, I was like, I was actually doing this on this gig with a drummer, David Sirkis, an Israeli drummer. Do you know this guy?
Yeah, yeah, we've played together a lot. Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So your text popped in. I said, "Hey, you know this guy, Barak?" And I mean, not to say this to pump your tires or anything, but I was just saying, hey, there's like a lot of bass players that are good or whatever, but at this point, there aren't too many people where I'm like, I don't know if you feel this way. Like, I'm actually really excited to hear them, because there's a lot of people that are killing at the instrument, but like the last time I think I saw you in person, we were playing at that festival in Switzerland by the
Right.
by the lake there,
Oh, right.
and we got in a day early, so I got to hear your set, and like I don't know, man, like it's just like the way that you play the bass. You're not. I feel like I'm listening to a real artist, not just a great
Oh
bass
my God.
player. Like you played like an arco solo opening a song, and I was just like, I just went into that world. Like it was. I don't know. I used to feel that way like when I was starting out in jazz, when I would like go to hear a concert or something, and I'd be like lost in this world of music and of you know. And then
Wow.
later on, it's so much of it's just like this is good playing. These are guys, shredding or crushing the tunes or and the changes or whatever. But I don't know, man. I was just like, there are not too many people where when they play the bass, it's like, wow, that this person's taking me on a journey. This is a real artist.
Wow.
Do you know, like, how do you do that?
Wow. First, wow. Thank you so much. Wow. Thank you for saying that.
I mean,
It
I
means
really
a
mean that,
lot.
man.
It really means a lot.
There's
Thank
not
you
too
so
many bass
much. I
players that I
really
think of that I'm like, man,
thank
I
you.
can't wait to hear Barak.
Oh man, thank you
Yeah.
so much. I really appreciate that. Man, especially these days. I feel like when I had this injury, and it's like, all right, I'm not going to be playing right now for 3 months.
Hmm.
But basically what the doctor said, 3 months. It's just like, who am I now? I'm not
Yeah.
that bass player that me playing and I give I feel like I give joy to people. This is who I am, Barak the bass player. And all of a sudden I like, wow, taking that away from you, yeah, it really threw me off. I had to sit down and being after the surgery for like a month, couldn't move really, and like being with a sling, couldn't lift,
Wow.
and I still can't lift anything.
Wow.
Can't lift the bass with the right hand. Anyway, it's just we're musicians, but first of all, we are people, and I feel like for me, I don't I think we all do that in a way. I just try to bring my personality to the music,
Yeah.
and and just to and I feel the same about you. I mean, we always had a good connection, even if we don't really talk too often, but there is a mutual understanding
Yeah.
and mutual feeling, respect, and you're an amazing person, and I always have such a great time talking to you, and you have that joy in your playing, and I think that's what we do. We just bring that the joy of music and the joy of playing to the music, and we bring our personality, and my personality. I love to be of service to people,
Mm.
and that's what and I just love to play a good bass note behind someone who's playing,
I could totally relate
and
to that, man. Yeah.
and just to and it's gonna play a whole note, boom, boom, do yeah. That's we don't need to do too much. Just playing good intonation, good time, good feel, and I enjoy that. For many years, I remember being from my country here and living in New York. I lived in New York for 17 years, and everything. In the beginning, every time I came back to Israel to visit my family, and then I would I would book a gig, and I felt such a huge pressure. Oh, check me out! I came from New York now.
Oh man,
The
I could relate to
pressure, I
that.
felt like people were expecting from Barak now to play more notes, and be like have be a virtuoso or whatever. And in the beginning, I was younger. Obviously, I was in my late 20s, and it was a lot of pressure on me. But then I found my way eventually, and I found that my thing is not gonna be that. My thing, I'm just gonna be me. I'm not gonna try to sound like Omer and Avital or Avishai Cohen, that they amazing, and obviously so many bass players. McBride, I remember before I moved to New York, McBride was my hero, like the young cat who's like playing all these notes, playing
Yeah.
all this technique. But then eventually I realized that I respect that a lot, but then I realized I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to try to play the best note. Very, very, actually, now the more I get, the older I get, the less notes I want to play. Not because I'm lazy, just because I just love the space so much now. I used to love many notes, to listen to notes, but now, I mean, just a beautiful note. That's all I need.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
Um,
I talk a lot.
no, this is so good. I
Mm.
mean, I could really relate to what I had that experience too, like feeling like I came back from New York. I have to show somehow that I got
Yeah.
it or that, and but I also had like because the being yourself thing is the in a way the key, but it's been such a long journey for me because I had this feeling or this experience that like because of my background and where I'm from, I kind of felt like a bit of an imposter trying to play jazz, trying
Mm.
to play
Mm.
swing,
Mm-hmm.
and the way that certain people would speak about jazz or about swing and groove and stuff is that it was like a cultural thing, you know, that certain people
Yeah.
had because of, their connection
Yeah.
to a certain tradition. Um,
Right.
and so I felt like, well, obviously I don't have that. I'm from Canada. I'm super white, I have my own
Mm-hmm.
experiences, my own upbringing, and I had this feeling like if I was to just be myself, that would not be good enough. I
Mm.
felt like that would not be swinging. So I
Mm-hmm.
felt like there was just so many years where I was trying to, you know, yeah, I just had this fear like if I just play how I feel is right, if I play the time how I like it, if I do what feels right to me and sounds good to me, that will somehow be really cheesy or not
Mm.
swinging or lame or
Mm.
something. Uh, but
I hear you.
you
Yeah,
know,
I understand.
when you're trying to,
I get that.
you know what I mean?
Of
But so then
course, I get
you're
that.
out
I
there, but
mean,
you're trying to do something that's not you. So where's it coming from? It's not coming from the depths of your own heart and your own character. But I remember there's like a monk quote that said the genius is the one who's most like himself.
mm.
I'm like, man, that's true. Like the people that I like the most are the most true to themselves musically,
Right.
even when it's kind of weird, even when they don't care, if it's the right, so, but that's been a long journey for me.
Of course. But I guess we need to, first of all, we need to master the music. I mean, learn the music and learn the time and the
Yeah.
feel. I mean, I'm from Tel Aviv. I mean, I'm the even furthest away than you. I mean, but
Yeah,
I'm
but
kind of
everybody from
shocked.
Israel's already good for some reason.
Well, but I felt that when I came to New York in 1998, and I thought that I had to learn and so much, and I had the feel thing. I feel like I listened to recordings before I moved to New York, and just after, like a year or two after I moved to New York. I mean, the way I played the beat and the feel is totally different, and it just by listening to live music and being like a few feet away from your heroes playing, and you understand better the feel. It doesn't matter if you listen to a record. When you see it like right here, you get it better. You get it. You're in the room. You get how you play a little bit on top of the beat, and you don't lay back so much. You
Can you
just get it when
can,
you're in that room.
can you describe like what because I can think of like as you're saying that I can think of like couple two three moments like that for myself. But like could you describe those moments for you? Like was there a specific thing that you saw or a moment that really stuck with you?
Yeah. Um, there was one moment. There was one moment when I came to. I think I went to the Vanguard and I heard Tommy Flanagan.
Wow.
Yeah, it was maybe 1998. Does it make sense? I
Hmm.
hope I'm not confusing. Um, but just like being in that room, it just made me understand better. First of all, this is it. I'm at the Vanguard for the first time. I mean, all these recordings I heard when I was all the way in Israel. I mean, this is it. That was always my dream. I knew that since I was 14, I knew that I'm going to go to New York and I'm going to play in New York. So it just happened. And I was there and I realized just being so close to them, it was so different. There was another moment also at the Vanguard when I heard Kenny Washington and Peter Washington. I
Yeah.
mean, the way they play time together, that two feel, but Kenny would play in four, but he moves his whole.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
He has that.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know. There's
yeah.
something about that you okay. I see how excited they are about time. We
Yeah.
didn't used to be so excited about playing good time, and I don't know. It's just like seeing Ray Brown at the at the Blue Note. He was at the Blue Note. I was so excited. I came with like a Ray Brown something for Lester. There's a record. I came with the record. I wanted him to sign my record. I was so excited about that. And seeing them live made me understand better things about time and feel and enthusiasm. It was a
Yeah.
different kind of enthusiasm. Passion is the word. Passion
Yeah.
to the music and passion to the time. And it's very important, and when I teach now, like for me, I mean, I can see some people, some students just sitting down and like or playing, but there's no passion. For me, it's not. I just want to deliver the message of passion from music, passion to the music, uh, by tapping your foot, by moving, by I don't know. You got to dance a little bit. You got to move. You know.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. I totally get it. Like
Mm.
there, yeah, you can't really that there's a certain energy that you can't really. I don't know. It's you have to kind of be there and soak it in. That's kind of why I like. So one of the reasons that I'm excited about what we've learned and what we do is because it is so personal.
Mhm.
Like you kind of have to catch it from someone else or from a moment or from an experience and to be like that's it. Yeah, what is it? I can't put my finger on it, but I know that was it. And like to be in that, to get that, receive that, it's almost like you receive that impartation from, like, I know, like, the first one for me, the big one was Johnny O'Neill, when I would play with
Mm,
him.
mm,
And
mm.
because there was just a way that he could create this feeling of joy, of excitement, where it was just like it didn't, nothing mattered except that feeling of that energy of just the way the beat felt and I know the feeling, but like yeah, I could get to that point where I'm just beside myself just playing the beat, just like every note and it doesn't happen every time, but it was just like
Right.
it's almost like every single quarter note you're playing, it's like your whole being and your whole life is going into every single beat, and there's every beat just has so much life. and every beat has
Right.
joy, and every beat has power, and it's just like it's coming out, it's flowing through you, and like, yeah, there's some of those moments where it's just like, I don't know, I'm just so excited that I just feel like I'm gonna fall over, or like, I don't know what's gonna, uh, yeah, I never
Yeah.
want to lose that. But I mean, I love that because we see guys like that, like Ray Brown and Johnny O'Neill, and they never do lose that. It's
Right.
once you
Yeah.
experience it, yeah, I love that. It's like a mysterious thing, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
I can think of some of those moments for me, like, well, like the first time I went to Ron Carter's house because I just spent so much time, especially like the last few years before I moved to New York. Like, I would be watching videos on YouTube and like stopping them, like like a Herbie Hancock trio video, and like it would stop when it like I would pause it when it cut to his hands. Like, how's he getting this sound of the? How's this happening? And I'm like looking at the video, trying to zoom in or whatever. And you're spending all this time, and then next thing you know, you're like in this guy's house, and his hands are touching the bass right in front of my face. And it's like, wow, I don't have to like try to catch the right moment in the video. I could just put my face right up to it and be like, there it
Wow.
is.
That's
And it
incredible.
was so wild, man. It was so wild because like and we were playing the same bass in the same apartment, you know.
Wow.
But the difference
Wow.
between what was coming out when he was touching it and it was like night and day for me, and it's just like, I mean, and I still go over there every now and then, and it's the same thing, it's just like the level of belief that he has in what he's doing is um so strong, I mean, the level of intention, the level of this is what I'm doing, even when he does, because he plays like silly humorous stuff too, just to kind of troll, but just I mean, it's really amazing to me, like, how do you play with that level of conviction, like every single note,
Yeah.
and he would say
Yeah.
that to me sometimes, hey, like, play it like you, I mean, you can say play it like you mean it, but like, man, there's different levels of that. And when you hear that from someone like that, where there's just such a, because we'd be doing simple stuff, B flat scale, but there was a weight behind every note that he played. Even, hope this isn't sacrilegious, but even if he played it out of tune, even it doesn't matter. There was like something, I mean, kind of the same thing. There was just something so strong behind every note. And I was like, wow, I don't have that, whatever that is. I'm just trying to play the notes right. But there's something behind what he's doing that is so powerful, So to me, like, that's kind of, I don't know, that gets me excited. Like, wow,
Right.
what
Right.
is
Sure.
that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. I
but
was
let me,
wondering, yeah.
no, go
Go
ahead.
ahead.
You go ahead.
You're talking about time and excitement about being excited about having like that dance thing,
Yeah.
And I'm talking, I know what you're talking about when you talk about that, but I was wondering about a different tempo. Like if you slow down, is it for you? Is it also like it's harder? You had that example of that boo boo boo
Yeah.
boo 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 beep.
Yeah.
What was it? Donut and a pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, which is a great example. But what happens when it's like a slow tempo? How would you, if it's like a real slow boom? So what do you have a way for that to do?
That, I mean,
Is it
that's,
also like about the dance but really slow? I mean, I'm not sure if that's the. I'm not sure
I
how
don't know if I
to.
have that. Yeah. I mean, there's definitely times where I still struggle with that. Like that's one of the hardest things. Well, I shouldn't say that, right? Because we're trying to update it the way we think, so that we're not saying this is hard for me or anything. But that to me,
Right.
that's like one of the final frontiers, is
Uh huh.
really
Uh
playing
huh.
it the slow blues, because or something like that, because there's just so much space in there,
Yeah, there's a lot of space.
and people used to say, "Oh, you just got to subdivide and hear the triplet and that." I don't really think that that's it. I think for me, it's still every beat, and because
Yeah.
there's any number of things that can happen between the down. I mean, this is just how I think about it. I want to hear how you think about it, but
I'm not so sure.
yeah,
I think it's just a matter also for me, I just go simple. If I'm not comfortable with the tempo,
yeah,
I'm just going to put on the metronome and I'm going to try to make the metronome sound good always.
yeah.
Just make the metronome sound good, even if it's like uh, really slow. I don't know if you'll be able to hear this because I'm with the headphones. Like, can you hear that?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, you hear that?
Yeah.
I mean, when you go below 60, it's really difficult. I mean, this is 48. Boom. So for me, it's just like I'm gonna try to just, yeah, maybe it's like a movement of make dance as well, but it's just like a, and be, I don't know, it's just a feeling.
It's like we're sitting here right now listening to it, and it does just because we're relaxing and we're talking, it doesn't seem that difficult to me. It's like, oh, it's right there. I
Right.
got it. Here it is.
Me
But
too.
it's why does it all of a sudden become a thing when you pick up the bass or when you're with the band? Like, look, I got it. It's right here.
Yeah.
But I think it's just because there's so much time to like think of other things and ask yourself questions between the beat. Like for me, it's really just, I don't know. How I try to handle it now is I just try to trust that I got it.
Right.
I try to trust that where I hear it is where it is.
Right.
And I try to just not listen to my brain. And
yeah, there's
but
a
also,
clutter. Sometimes there's a clutter, and there's like time.
Yeah, but I mean, it's also just like because right, like those tempos can be the most killing, right? So I mean, the I guess the thing for me always is to just try to tap into the thing that I love about it. Tap into where the joy is at with that, where the great feeling is.
Yeah.
Because I mean, that could feel so amazing.
That's true.
When it's played right. So it's like, can I tap into that great feeling? I know I've heard it before. I know I've experienced it before, but I don't always get it right. There's some times where I go into like self-preservation survival mode, and I'm saying, okay, I'm just going to try to focus and like keep it together as much as possible. But that's obviously not great. It's exhausting.
Yes. You're right. I think at the end, it's just a matter of like whoever you're playing with, just like play together and not to worry about it so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you see, you're still going.
Exactly. Yeah.
Still
Yeah.
going with
I
that
was still
48.
feeling it. When I wasn't
Yeah.
thinking about it, it was automatic. Like I was right there with it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a beautiful tempo. I'm gonna 48. 48.
Okay, let me think about 48 right now.
Yeah. But yeah.
Can I ask you, man, just like, because,
Yeah.
You came to New York a little before me and have done so much. I'm interested, like, so you do a lot of teaching now and stuff, right?
I do.
In Tel Aviv.
In Jerusalem.
And Jerusalem.
Yeah.
What, like, because I feel like for me, there's certain things, you come to New York, you're super excited about certain things. Certain things wear off their excitement, and certain things are like, wow, I still love that, For you now, like, what gets you most excited about music-wise, or like, what are you most passionate about musically? Like, what still gets you going to play music or to, Oh, there it is.
Sorry about that. Yeah, that.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly that. I mean, I really enjoy. I mean, it's going to sound maybe weird, but I really enjoy songs now.
Oh man, I'm with you.
I I didn't used to. It's kind of relatively new in the past. I don't know, 10 years that I realized that just like accompanying a singer and accompany a song, a good being a standard Cole Porter song or any other song. I just enjoy a good melody. And since I came here, I've been going to the Israeli Philharmonic more and more, and I just enjoy music. I just enjoy classical music more and more. I don't know, I get excited with music. And I used to be like a jazz, kind of like
Yeah, yeah,
really
yeah.
jazz, swing, swing. But now I'm like, I get excited about, I get so excited about classical music now, and I understand that everything came. Only now I realize that. I mean, it sounds so stupid. I mean, I knew that, but I didn't realize that. And I just that gets me going, and I. I have Avishai here, and we get together a lot. I have Jonathan Avishai is a great piano player. He plays with Avishai's quartet as well,
Yeah.
and we just get together, Jonathan and I, and we just like let's let's really learn a tune today. But really learn it. So we'll go to like all through the night, and we will go deep. We'll go lyrics. We'll go, let's listen to this first recording, and let's really get the changes right. And we get so excited about, oh my God, they played like that, and oh my God, they played like that. This is what the composer meant. This is what, and you can also do that. Let's do that. So that really gets me going. That's really, I know, just go. Uh, and I have to tell you, I really enjoy singing. I'm not a great singer, but all of a sudden, I'm like, I try to play just a melody, just to sing a melody and just to comp with the bass. I really enjoy doing that. No, I did a few shows
Really, you did it live?
when I did it live. I started singing. I mean, when I listen back, there are good moments, but there are some not great moments. But you know what? I enjoy it, and I feel like, when uh, when I the first song I did, I sang was Smile, because at the time, about 2 months and a half, 2 years and a half, my nephew he was killed in Gaza.
Yeah.
So it's the dark times here around here. And that was the song. I really thought that it's about him, and it's about sadness and all the sadness that is happening in this region. And I just felt like this song, the words were so powerful, and so I sang it in his one of the memorials, like a
Wow.
year or so, because I mean I just realized that the lyric, we came, from like just blow, just play changes and all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of thing. But now for me, it's just like the lyric is so important, and the melody and the lyric, so it's so important. So that's what I do. That's what I like to do, and either that or like even accompany a singer. I mean, I've been really lucky, playing with Madeline for so many. Madeline Peru,
Yeah.
playing behind her. She delivers lyrics. She really delivers the lyrics. She would, um, and some other singers. And I just, I really love doing that.
Yeah.
Support a singer, support a good singer, and playing the beautiful note behind her. So yeah, so I enjoy learning and studying songs. Yeah, that's what I do. That's
I
what
love it,
keeps
man.
me. And yeah,
I mean, I can
yeah,
relate.
go simple, more simple and more simple.
I mean, yeah. We get so like off from that sometimes as jazz musicians.
Yeah,
We get so into you know all these things that we can do. And we just lose touch with
right.
the stuff that like actually non musicians they know. Like the song has a purpose in life.
Right. Right.
You know,
Right.
it has a thing that it can do to your heart. It has an
Right.
appropriate
Right.
moment in your story where that song
Oh
can be a
yeah. Yeah.
you know, can be a signpost in the story of your life, you know. How amazing is that, you know? Like
It's incredible, and yeah.
yeah, just the way that music interweaves with that it's not just music, it interweaves with the fabric of your life and your story and with the way that time passes, and it's like it's actually I don't know, I feel like for me now music I'm realizing wow it's so much bigger than I thought, you know, it's so much even more powerful than I realized that it could be, you know, because it's not just about sounding good, you know, there's it's just so much more to it than that, you know. And then
Yeah, exactly. And you talked about it in your other session you had about, you were like playing for someone. I can't remember exactly how you put it. You talked about it a little bit,
now
with
I can't remember,
uh,
but yeah.
I'll be like worried about maybe playing a festival and like there's some great musicians listening
Yeah.
backstage or whatever. But no, I'm not gonna play to impress them. I'm gonna play. There's a kid here. I'm gonna just focus on that kid, and I'm gonna play for that kid and sitting in the first row. Like try to move. It's not about. Yeah, I used to be like yeah, check this out. I'm a bad motherfucker. No, no, it's not. It's not that anymore.
That stuff wears off, huh?
It wears off.
Doesn't
It's
it? I
tiring.
mean,
Yeah.
I would say for me, like, kind of coming out on the other side of all that, I enjoy music so much more than I ever did, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't
I
have to
hear
feel
you.
bad
Yeah.
about not practicing it enough or, you know, because it's not a, you know, and the funny thing is, like, when we focus our hearts on those bigger picture things or those more
Yeah.
universal things or those more
Yeah.
human things, then like actually a lot of the other stuff that we're trying so hard to do kind of just happens automatically sometimes, you know? You
Hmm.
know, like I don't know if you found this, but like for example, even something like intonation, where I
Hmm.
used to like really, oh, am I sharp? Am I flat? You know, spend so much time. Obviously, there's a level of groundwork that you have to lay on your instrument, but
Sure.
I find like
Right.
if I really want to commit to a melody and if I'm really if my if I'm all in on a melody that I'm playing, it's going to be in tune generally. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like if I'm really
Hmm.
hearing it and if I'm really putting my heart into it, like it seems like that stuff just kind of happens by itself.
Right.
You know, if I'm hearing,
I get it.
you know, if I'm hearing that, oh, I want to say
Right.
that, you know, then it happens. Whereas if I'm thinking, okay, here comes the shift, you know, let me hit the note, not so much, you know. It's like it's almost like
Yeah.
you could
Yeah. Yeah.
spend forever working on these building blocks and trying to get them right, or you could just focus on the right thing and things kind of fall into play. At least that's kind of what I believe now. Maybe that's my excuse for not practicing as much as I used to, but
No, I get that. I get that. And I think also, do you travel with your own bass?
I don't know.
You don't. Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
And I think that really, I mean, we've been doing it for so many years now, just playing a different bass every day.
Yeah.
It just well, I feel like we have a skill now that I didn't have before. I mean, we developed the skill of playing any instrument, and people in the band would ask me, "How's the bass today? How's the bass today? How was it?" And I'll be like, "Oh, it was a disaster." And they'll be like, "I couldn't tell."
Yeah.
They can.
I know
Hey
it's
man,
funny,
I mean,
right?
of course they can tell that today sounds a little better, a little worse. I mean, but it's just like it
But
doesn't
yeah,
matter.
I mean that has helped me learn a lesson too. Because before, you know,
Right.
previously you're trying to control the environment all the time, right? You know, you're saying
Uh-huh.
I need to have A, B, and C in order to be able to
Right.
do what I can do. You know, and realizing not really.
That's true.
Like a great musician can
Yeah,
make music out of any kind of anything. You
exactly.
know, and like what moment am I in here? What can I do? Now, that's not to say that I don't get frustrated with the situation
Of
sometimes,
course, of
but you
course,
know,
we do, and sometimes we get better support from the instrument.
yeah. But
But
just
even
to
if
let
we,
go that it has to be a certain way and be like, because
yeah,
Ron would
like
talk about that.
sometimes you, yeah,
What does this bass do? Is there a good note on here?
yeah, exactly, yeah. Let's play that note.
Exactly.
Let's play less. Yeah, if it doesn't sound good, I'm gonna play less. If the room sounds like that, let's play less. So basically, play less.